Welcome to Justice for Waitstaff. My name's Ann Hughes, representative of the 135th District, home of the most economically unequal place in the country, Fairfield County, according to a study by Federal Reserve Bank of New York. I'm standing because servers stand on their feet the whole time they're serving, and I'll be your public server today. On our menu, the special is waitstaff redress protections with a side of earned fairness and equity. The soup today is disparity soup, featured on the Poor People's Campaign recipe with an infusion of process justice. I hope to interest you in a side of historic legacy that has been simmering for a very long time, and it's definitely worth ordering. We are fresh out of Section 6 of LCO 11202 because this item has been found to be harmful to the rights of the most economically vulnerable workers here in Connecticut, and I yield my time to Kim.
Thank you. You would rather us not entirely scrap this and use it as a working draft and keep going with it and file it during the regular session? Is that what you just said?
To be clear, for dessert, I'm recommending the inclusive minimum wage pie. It's very popular in New York City's restaurant business, so much so after raising tipped wage to a minimum of $15 an hour that all of New York is considering serving it, along with 7 states, California, Minnesota, Oregon, and Washington. They all require restaurants and other employers of tipped workers to pay their workers the state minimum wage. Restaurants in these states have been thriving. There's no evidence that the absence of a lower tipped credit wage harms the industry overall or lessens tips for affected workers. Quote, moreover, compelling research shows that New York State should end the sub-minimum wage for tipped workers who are more vulnerable to sexual harassment and wage theft, suffer higher rates of poverty and hardship than those in states where the sub-minimum wage has been eliminated, according to August 2019 report, Center for New York City Affairs at the New School and National Employment. I recommend we go big, order the inclusive minimum wage pie for all workers in Connecticut, and we offer this popular item on next session's menu. Thank you for coming to Justice for Waitstaff. Please come back soon.
What, ma'am, to my good colleague here, I think my dessert just got a lot more expensive.
Are you asking about the dessert recommendation?
No, the $11 an hour. Could you shed light if someone's getting paid under that?
Thank you for that. Thank you for that question, because we're talking about the employers, in fact, employers investing in their workers and paying workers fairly. We're talking about employers across the board. We're not talking about what people end up earning in tipped wages, because as you've heard from former testifiers, that's very uneven, right? So we're talking about base minimum wage and educating the public. I admit there's going to have to be a big rollout about this in the restaurant industry, in patrons. I know in my district, if I say, look, do you understand that we need you to support your local restaurant workers so they can pay all workers a fair minimum wage? And then we need you to tip on top of that. That's how we reflect the true cost of going out to eat. And when the public is really educated and they want to support their local businesses, they want to support their restaurants, and they want to support their neighbors who are working there.
I just want to be really clear that an employer, if you're paying sub-minimum wage, absolutely the server keeps the tips. In fact, we can't even get involved with the relationship between the customer and the employee when it comes to tips. If we pay them full minimum wage, you're absolutely correct. We're under no obligation to turn over the tips to the employee. They can become a service fee or anything we want to charge.
The minimum wage is applied to workers, and then the restaurant experiences a large increase in costs. Are they going to distribute those tips to their workers? I'm worried that people may end up losing money per hour.
Yeah, if really you're trying to keep that buffer as a restaurant.
I hope that doesn't happen, because this is one of the only growing industries in our state.
I agree. I think we could do both. I really do. That's why I'm recommending that next session.
Thank you. We'll now